And then we proceed to the application of your capacitors. So, ang application ng capacitor natin, so ginagamit siya 60% sa feeders, ginagamit yung capacitors. Common din talaga sa feeders ginagamit. 30% lang sa substation buses. Sa yung substation, 30% lang ang kanyang application. And the remaining 10% doon na sa transmission system. So, dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, usually, nasa karamihan na sa distribution feeders. Meron din sa substation buses, kasi kailangan din siya. So we have 30%. And the remaining is 10% on the transmission system. And take note, hindi siya ginagamit for secondary system. Okay? Hindi siya ginagamit for the secondary kasi mababa lang yung kanyang economic advantage. So, we have in here feeder capacitor versus substation capacitor. So, for feeder capacitor, ang kanyang advantage is that siyempre, alam natin yan, it reduces your line voltage, line losses, reduces your voltage drop, and then siyempre, it frees up feeder capacity. Siyempre, yung KVA natin, bababa din siya, given your same kilowatts, and lower ang cost ng feeder capacitor. While your substation capacitor, sa substation capacitor, meron kang better control, of course, since nasa substation lang yan, and you have your best placement if your leading wires are needed for system voltage support. Pero syempre, meron din siyang disadvantage. Sa feeder capacitor, mas mahirap siyang i-control. And ang importante sa feeder capacitor, yung kanyang size, of course, size, and kung saan mo siya i-place, saan mo siya i-install, saan mo siya ilalagay. Importante yon for a feeder capacitor. And kapag substation capacitor, ang disadvantage niyan, you have no reduction in line losses, of course. You installed that on your substation. Wala nga mag-expect ka ng reduction sa line losses. Hindi siya gaano. Since ang application mo is sa substation. Unlike your feeder capacitor, it reduces line losses. Also, wala ring reduction. Siyempre, walang reduction sa line losses. Wala ring reduction sa feeder voltage drop. Matik yan. And ang problema on substation capacitors, they have higher cost. Mas mahal ang substation capacitor compared to feeder capacitor. So kung ikaw ay isang electric cooperative, gamit yung talaga is your feeder capacitors. Sa Manila, on NGCP system, National Grid, okay, meron tayong mga substation capacitors. Kaya nilang bilhin yun. Okay? Oy, may example ulit ng ating power factors. So, assume that a 3-phase 500 horsepower, 60 Hz, napin natin matapos. Parang 2 examples na lang ata to. So, we have, again, assume a 3-phase 500 horsepower, 60 Hz, 4,160 volt Y-connected induction motor. Take note, Y-connected induction motor has a full load efficiency of 88% and a lagging power factor of 0.75, and that is connected to a feeder. If it is desired to correct the power factor of the load to a lagging PF of 0.9, connecting 3 capacitors at the load, determine the following. So first is rating of your capacitor bank in kVARs, and then the next is the capacitance of each unit if the capacitors are connected in delta in microfarads. And syempre, the next one, if yung capacitors may connected in Y. So may pinagkaiba kasi yan. Okay? Yung magiging capacitance ng bawat unit depending on your connection. Either delta yan or Y. Okay. So, meron yata dito eh. Tingnan ko lang . So, for power factor correction, pwede natin ito gamitin ha, yung nandito. So, may mga formula tayo dito. Ayan o. Your Q1, tapos Q2, pwede rin ito gamitin. And then QC. Okay. Pwede natin gamitin yan. Pwede yung table para tayo makukuha niyan. Okay? Try natin sa table na lang. Diretso tayo. Kasi pag table, hindi kaya mag-ano mga formula eh. Nung ganun karami. So, try natin using that approach. So, ngayon, alamin muna natin. So, ang given is 500 HP. Ay, hindi pa nakakonect. So, we have given 500 HP, 60 Hz for 160 volts, Y-connected IM. Ito ang kanyang efficiency, tsaka PF. Okay. So, kapag given yung HP ng isang motor, tapos kukunin mo yung load, tapos may given pang efficiency, ang formula natin for that, okay, sa IM tayo. So, formula natin for P, given the horsepower, tsaka yung efficiency, ang formula natin yan is your, gagamitin mo yung efficiency. Okay? So, ang formula natin dyan is your HP, okay, divided by times your conversion. So we have your 746 watts or 0.746 kilowatts over your HP divided by your efficiency. So that is how you solve for P kapag given efficiency tsaka horsepower. Kapag ano naman, kapag KVA naman, diretso na lang. Ganun ka lang consider na PF. Okay? Ito, we consider HP and your efficiency. So that is now 500 HP times your 0.746 divided by efficiency, which is 0.88. So ang sagot natin dyan is 423.864 kilowatts. Okay? Ito, kilowatts tayo since cancel yung HP. Okay? And then, solve na natin yung mga Q. So we have again your load, capacitor, total, o yung P natin, 423.864, o 0 to, o 423.864, okay? And then, P, Q, S, PF. O PF natin, 0.75 lagging. Then, nasabi sa problem, we correct the power factor to a lagging PF of 0.9. 0.9 tayo dito. Okay? Na lagging pa rin. So, ay hindi dyan. At sa capacitor ko nilagay. Ayan, mali. Doon natin ilagay yan sa total. Okay. So, yung load is yung 1. Yung capacitor yung C. Yung total yung 2. Okay. So, we have 0.9. Okay. So, ngayon, solve natin yung Q2. So, we have your P times your tangent ng yung angle. Okay. Times your tangent theta. Or that is Q, pwede ito diretso. Diba? May formula tayong ganito for Q. O P2. Since equal naman yan, no? Okay. So, P2 is 423.864 times tangent. O yung theta, paano masusub yung theta natin? So, given your PF, okay? So, to solve for theta, given your PF, so we have the arc cosine of your PF. Ayan, no? So, tangent nung arc cosine nung PF, which is 0.9. Okay? So, upon solving that, your Q2 is equal to 205.287 kVAR. Lagay natin dito. 205.287. And then the next, we solve for Q1 o P1 tangent theta. Same. 423.864 tangent. Okay. Arc cosine of your PF, 0.75. The answer is 3, mali. 387 373.813 kVAR. So we have 373.813 kVAR. Jadi alam mo yung S. May formula tayo diretso for solving for Q, given yung P. Okay? And then, therefore, okay, your QC. QC. Sabi natin, minus natin yung dalawa, di ba? So, Q1 minus your Q2. So, we have Q1, 373.813 minus 205.287. So, this is equal to 168.526 kVAR. Okay, so therefore, yan na yung rating natin. Okay? So therefore, the rating natin for this example, ang rating ng capacitor, the answer for letter A is this one. 568.526 kVAR. Okay? This is our answer. So, gano'n nakadalik ko din yung QC. Lagyan natin dito. 168.526. Ayan, yun yung rating. Okay? So, next, letter B. Letter B is capacitance of its unit if the capacitors are connected in delta. Okay, naka-delta yung capacitors. Okay. Naka-delta yung capacitors natin. Delta. So ito yung ano mo, line. Okay, ito yung feeder natin. Okay. A, B, C, and then siyempre, iyan natin yan. Connect natin. Okay. You have your delta dito. Let's say this capacitor ha. Lagyan natin yung capacitor dyan. Okay. Kasi natin yung drawing capacitor. Ay. Mali. Ayan. Kasi natin yung drawing ng capacitors. And then delta connection. Pen, kulay. Ayan. So we have connection natin. Ayan o. Ito, dito natin lagay. Okay. Yan. So that is a delta connection. Kaya pag delta connection, may tayong papasok na line. Diba? And you call on your AC circuits, three-phase. And then sa loob, we have your ICs or the phase. So meron tayong phase dito. IC. And then the same in here. You have your IC. Ganon. Ganon. Tapos ganon. Ayan. Let's ito. Yun. Tsaka yan. Okay. So, delta tayo. Gusto kapag delta, di ba pag delta, sabi natin dyan on your three-phase, di ba? Yung ating line voltage, okay? Pag delta, equal yun on your phase voltage. So, this is equal to PC. Okay? This is equal to PC. And then, kapag currents, equal yan siya sa square root of 3 IC. Yan siya. Okay? So, ngayon, solve natin yung IL. Okay? Solve natin yung IL. So, yung IL, solve natin. So, yung IL is your QC. Okay? Capacitor niyan. Over your square root of 3 times your VL. Okay? So, ang given na voltage natin is, ayun na, 4.16. Ito. 4.16 kV. So, we have QC, 168.526. Okay? divided by square root of 3 times your 4.16 kV. Sa taas, K bar. O yan. So IL, solve mo yung IL, we have 23.389 amperes. Okay? And then, nasa line yon. So, yung sa capacitors, magpapila rin formula dito for delta. Okay? So, IC, that is equal to IL over square root of 3. So, 23.389 over square root of 3. So, that is 13.504 amperes. Okay? So, yung IC natin dito is 13.504. Kasi alamin natin yung tawag dyan, sabi doon, capacitance. Capacitance nitong unit. So, each unit. So, mayroon ka 3 units, di ba? So, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. So, alam mo yung capacitance ng kada unit. So, kaya tingin yung IC. And then, from that, okay, you can recall on your circuits again. Okay? Yung XC natin, okay, in terms of your voltage and your current, okay? If you can recall, okay, your XC, yung kasi ito kailangan alamin dito. So, for a capacitor, you have your C, di ba? Siyempre, meron din yung katumbas na XC. So, to solve for XC, okay, parang, parang, siya, ohms law, di ba? So, V over I ka. So, VC over your IC. Okay? Over your IC. And then, since delta connection tayo, equal yung VL sa VC. So, your VL is 4.16 kV or let's say, ganyan 4160 volts. Okay? Divided by amperes, yung IC, 13.504 amperes. Okay? So, you can solve this one. Okay? So, ang sagot dyan is 308.057 ohms. Okay? And then, since, ano natin yan, XC, yung C natin, okay? Recall ulit. Circuits ulit tayo. So, lahat ito bumalik sa circuits. So, XC. So, sa circuits, ang formula ng XC is 1 over 2 pi FC. Tama? So, solving for C, capacitance C, so is equal to 1 over 2 pi F times your XC. So, solve natin yan. So, 1 over 2 pi, your F is ito, 60, times your XC, 308.057. Okay? So, ang sagot natin dyan is, ang sagot natin for that, capacitance C is 800 tuloy in microfarad. So, we have 8.611 microfarads. Okay? So, may tanong kayo dito for delta connection before we proceed to the Y. May tanong kayo? So, this is a concept of your three-phase system. Ano yata yan dito sa Kwan? Sa topic ito. Factor correction yan. Ito ata. Balance. Ayan. Meron to sa bridging program na classroom. So meron yan doon na concepts. Okay, so pag delta, always remember that your voltage is always constant or the same with your phase. Constant. It's the same with your, it's the same value with your phase. Okay? So we have VL is equal to VC, or your phase. Okay? And then IL, square root of 3 IC. So yun na yun. And then you apply your formulas. So IL, and then you have your IC. Okay? So for IC and XC, since this is now your unit, so we have your single phase equivalent. Okay? And then solve for C. And then now for Y connected, now we have, pag Y connection naman, yung V natin, square root of 3 V T phase. Okay, or square root of 3 VC since capacitors tayo. Y. Y naman na Y naman na connection. So yung kanina, meron ka lang na Y. Ay, pala baliktad. Baliktad to. Pag Y, yun yung connect natin doon. Pag Y, ganito siya. Siyempre Y connected. Mali. Tapos, ito. We have this one. Ayan. 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 Ito nakakonect sa A, B, and C respectively ng iyong feeder. Okay? So, we have your IL again in here. Your line. Okay? Your line in here. So, papasok dito sa Y connection mo, we have your IL. Siyempre, equal yan sa IC. We have your IC. Since same lang yung flow ng current natin, ito, ganun din, no? IC. And the same for this one, IC. Okay? Or, that is your IP, I phase. Since phase na to. Line tapos phase. So, we have IC. And then, nasolve na natin yung kanina, no? IL. So, yung IL natin kanina na-solve, yung line is 23.389. We solved that earlier. And then, since equal yung IL sa IC, so that is also your IC. Okay? And then, solving for your, nasosolve natin na sunod. Solve natin yung XC. So, XC again is your, syempre, your VC over your, VC over, lang to, IC. Okay? Yan. VC over IC. And then take note, your VC is, ito. So you take note, lagyan natin dito ha. Your VC is equal to VL over square root of 3. Okay? So gawin natin tong VL over square root of 3 times your IC. So we have your XC. Ito yung formula natin. So now, solving for XC. So VL natin, ito given for 160. Take note ha, pag sa given na problem, okay, balik ka sa problem. Assume that a 3-phase, 500 HP, 60 Hz for 160 volts. Hindi siya binanggit ito. Hindi binanggit kung line to line or line to ground. Hindi siya binabanggit. Diba? So, matik yan kapag hindi natin binanggit, that is your line voltage. Okay? It's your line voltage, not your phase voltage. Kasi pag nagsusukat tayo ng gamit yung mga meters natin, ha? Recall, tandaan ninyo, pag nagsusukat tayo gamit yung ating mga metro, voltmeters, it always measures your line-to-line voltage, not line-to-ground voltage. Unless you specified that na you connect line to ground. Pero pag hindi binigay sa problem, it's always assumed that that is line-to-line voltage. Okay? Pag hindi siya binigay sa problem, kung anong yun. matik yan na line-to-line voltage or that is line voltage. Okay? So we have for 160 volts, that is the line voltage, VL. Okay? So we have 4160 over square root of 3 times your IC, which is this one. Saan yung IC? Ito, 23.389. So, isa rin pala, kaya siya matik na line to line, since this is an induction motor. Ang induction motor, we have no chances that you can measure your line to ground. Solve na yun eh. Okay? So, nasa labas ka lang lagi nung motor. So, line to line talaga yan. Or line voltage. Okay? So, solve natin yan. For 160 over square root of 3 times 23.389. So, that is 102.688 ohms. And then again, C is equal to 1 over 2 pi F times XC. So that is 1 over 2 pi. O yung F, ayan, 60 Hertz. Pag hindi given, assume 60 Hertz. If hindi given, if not given, assume 60 Hertz. Since sa Pilipinas tayo. Okay? 60 Hz ang ating frequency times 102.688. Usually yan sa mga board problem, binibigay yung yung hertz frequency. Assume na sa Pilipinas tayo, that is 60 hertz. So we have 25.831 microfarads. Hindi kulang yung given. You need to assume. Okay? So therefore, if connected in Y, your capacitance of each unit is 25.831 microfarads. So ito yung kasunod na problem. So we have in here on your screens right now, that is from your module example 3.9. So figure 3.19 in here, ayan o, yung figure na nandito, this shows a single line diagram of your 13.8 kilovolt primary feeder supplying power to a load at the end of a feeder. So we have a shunt capacitor bank. Okay, we have shunt capacitor bank in here connected on the load side. Okay, so load bus. Assume that your voltage at the sending end of the feeder is 5% above rated. Okay, so assume that the sending end voltage is 5% above rated. And the load is Y connected. Again, your load is Y connected. With our load is 20 ohms per phase, and with your load is JX load, J40 ohms per phase. So first question is, if the capacitor bank is out of service, shunt capacitor bank is out of service, hindi gumagana yung shunt capacitor bank. Okay? So what is, calculate the following: line current, voltage drop across the line, load voltage, real and reactive power delivered to the load power factor, real and reactive line losses, and real power, reactive power, and apparent power delivered by the substation. And the next question, the capacitor bank is Y connected also with the reactance XC given. So the shunt capacitor bank with the service capacitor bank in service, redo the calculations, also calculate the reactive power supplied by the capacitor bank. And last, we compare the results of A and B. Baka madugo-dugo to ah. So, ayan. Ito yung figure natin. For example. So, ayan siya. Madugo ha. So, calculate natin lahat. Line current, voltage drop across the line, load voltage, and then real and reactive power delivered to the load power factor, real and reactive line losses, and then the PQS delivered by the substation. Okay, sige, kaya natin yan. Solve tayo dito. Okay. So for letter A. Okay. For letter A. So for letter A, So the capacitor bank is out of service. So, out of service yung capacitor bank natin. So, kumbaga, wala ito. Okay? Wala yan, hindi siya gumagana. So, gawin yung circuit. Yung magiging circuit natin. So, we have your sending end voltage. Okay? So, you have your VS in here. And then we have your line. So, that is, line natin is 3 ohms plus, and then J6. So, we have your line. So, this is your line. So, we have 3 plus J6 ohms. Okay? And then, ito yung V load natin. Ito yung load natin. Okay, V load. Okay. And then sa V load, okay, nakakonect dito yung, ito, yung iyong R load, tsaka yung iyong JX load. And then this is your load. Load. So ang given natin for your R load and JX load, yun yung 20 tsaka 40. So 20 tapos J40. Okay. Siyempre, this is grounded na tayo. Same with here. So, yan siya. Okay. So, first we solve, ano makapasolve sa atin? IL, VD, load voltage. Ang dami. Sige. Let's solve first for the line current. Okay? Let's solve for the line current. Line current, ito yon. I line. Oh. So to solve for the I line, okay? Simplify muna natin yung impedances na nandito. Okay? Kapag natin simplify yung impedances, ito natin yung Z total. Okay, let's get for the Z total. So to obtain for the Z total, okay? So kung mapansin ninyo, ito, this is series, dire-diretso, then you have a parallel combination of 20 and J40. Diba? So that is parallel. So to solve for the Z total, so add mo yung, so meron kang R line plus JX line. So we have 3 plus J6, okay? And then nakaparallel yan. So plus mo sa parallel nito. Nakaseries yan sa parallel. Okay? So your 3 plus J6 is connected in series with the parallel combination of this. Okay? So plus parallel, formula ng parallel natin, 1 over your 1 over this, o yung 20, plus yung 1, ito, J40. 1 over J40. So, yan siya. So, pag sinolve natin to using your calculator, pakisolve daw to. Iiwan mo na sa comment dyan. Tapos, kunin ko yung calculator ko, ha. O, ilan na yung sagot? Nasolve nyo na to? Ayun. So, 19 plus J14. Ilan yan sa, sa polar? Ayun. 23.6. 6.38. Ayun. 23.6. 6. Ano yan? 36.38. Right. So, naka-decrease tayo, ha? Ohms. Okay. Nakuha mo na yung Z total. So, para magiging katumbas na niyan, ano ka ng, siyempre, your VS, tapos yung iyong Z total, okay? So, you can also solve for your I line. Pwede na i-solve to. So, to solve for the I line, okay, anong formula natin for I line? Ohm's law. So, we have your, since gawin natin siyang, pag nag-analyze kayo ng three-phase, okay, three-phase system, nag-analyze kayo niyan, convert nyo lang yan in a single phase equivalent circuit. Okay? Kaya lang, ang magiging ano nito, line to neutral, lahat ng values. Okay? Hindi line to neutral from a line to line. Siyempre, line to neutral na siya kapag kinonvert mo to single phase. So, yung I-line natin, okay? Yung I-line natin, okay, yan, na single phase equivalent. Okay? Meron ka ditong VS, di ba? So, on a single phase equivalent, so magiging VSN na to. VS line to neutral. Okay? So, kailangan mo malaman yan ngayon. Okay? Or that is simply, gagawin mo lang, makuha mo yung VSLN, okay? Yung given natin na VS, divide mo ng square root of 3. Ano lang yan siya. And then, sabi sa problem, inangat natin yung assume that the sending end voltage is 5% above rated. So, ibig sabihin, iaangat mo tong 13.8 or yung kanyang yun 2 that is 5% above that rated. Okay? So, mangyari, so since we solve now for your line current, so, syempre, VSLN over your Z total. Sabi natin, yan na siya. Ito na, VSLN. So, sabi natin, 5% above rated. 5% above rated. So, multiply natin yung VSLN ng 1.05 since we have 5% above rated. So, times natin doon sa VS, which is 13.8 kV. 13.8 kV over square root of 3. Okay? Over your Z total, which is this one, 23.6. Angle is 36.38 degrees. So, ang answer natin dyan, okay, since kV itong nasa taas, so expect your answer is in kilo amps. So, ang sagot ay kada pase na rin per phase. Kasi yung kinuha natin yung isang single phase equivalent lang. So, ang sagot natin dyan is 0.3545 is negative 36.38 degrees kiloamps per phase. Okay, so that is your I-line. Okay, ano yung I-line natin? So, nasolve na natin yung letter A. Okay, next is the voltage drop across the line. So, next one, yung voltage drop across your line. Ito. Yung sa original figure. So, ang hanapin natin is the voltage drop across this line. Voltage drop. Paano makukuha yung voltage drop? Paano natin makukuha yung voltage drop, di ba? So, meron ka lang nasolve natin yung I-line. Di ba? Ito yung I-line is per phase. And then, meron ka ng impedance given. So, yung voltage natin, V drop, is simply I times Z. Solve natin yan. Simply I times Z. So, your V drop, okay, so your V drop, sabi ko is simply I times Z. So, I line times Z line. Siyempre, sa line tayo nakamukuha ng voltage drop. So, ngayon, we have 0.3545. Your angle is negative 36.38 degrees. And times your, that is in kiloamps per phase, times your Z line, which is yung 3 plus J6. Single phase equivalent ulit ito. So we have per phase. So V drop. So that is, sagot is 2.378. Your angle is 27.05 degrees. So this is kilovolts. Okay? Kilovolts. So this is also per phase. Okay? This is also per phase. And then the next one, we solve for load voltage. So load voltage tayo. Dito tayo. Load voltage. Ito, V load. Paano solve yung V load? So we solve V load. Hindi lang. So meron ka ng VS dito. So let's say this is the single phase equivalent circuit. Okay? So VSLN. Okay? So meron kang V drop na nakuha kanina per phase. So simple lang siya. So gawin mo lang to solve for V load, minus mo lang yung VSLN sa V drop. Minus lang siya. Kirchhoff's. Simple yan. Okay? So minus mo lang. Since yung VSLN, okay, that is V drop plus your V load. Yun lang naman yun. Okay. So we now have VSLN that is equal to your V drop plus your V load. Okay. So therefore your V load is equal to the difference. So the next one, V load. So VSLN minus your V drop. Okay. So pag dinrawing mo yan, VSLN, this is your V line, I mean your V drop, and then your V drop, then your V load. Okay. Apply ka lang ng ano dyan, ng KVL. Mukha mo yung VSLN is equal to V drop minus your V load. So mukha mo yung V load is equal to your plus pala to, sorry. Mukha mo ngayon yung V load, that is VSLN minus V drop. So, phasor. So, VSLN, ngayon, VSLN natin, yung may increase na 5%. So, we have your increase na 5%. So, 1.05 times your 13.8 kV divided by square root of 3 since line to neutral tayo minus V drop, ito, 2.378 angle 27.05 degrees. Okay? So, makuha natin dyan na sagot, your V load. Okay? So, yung V load natin is 6.342. Angle is negative 9.814 kV. But take note, this is per phase. Okay, that is per phase. So, para maging, ano yan, yung V load mo, maging line to line voltage, times mo ng square root of 3, yung 6.342, angle negative 9.814 degrees. So, gano'n lang yan. So, multiply mo lang yan ng square root of 3, di ba? If you can recall, tandaan nyo, always, na yung relationship natin, okay, between your phase and your line to line, okay, so that is, we have your square root of 3 times your VLN. Okay, so ganyan lang yung lagi. So solving that, we yield 10.98 angle negative 9.814 degree kV. So ito ay line to line na. Okay? And then, ang kasunod niya nito is now reactive and real and reactive power delivered to the load. Delivered to the load. Okay. Sige. And then the load PF, and then line losses. And then, okay. Okay, sige. Okay, so line. Sa load tayo ngayon. The next one is, letter lang yun. Number 4. 4 na pala. Number 4. So, P, Q, S at the load. Ano yung delivered to the load? Delivered to the load. PQS delivered to the load. So, PQS delivered to the load, madali lang din yan. Okay? PQS ba yun? PQ lang. PQ lang. Walang S. So, madali lang din yan eh. PQ lang delivered to the load. So, solve for P load. Okay? P load tayo. So, formula natin to get for that real power delivered to the load. Okay? So, kung maalala ninyo, P, diba, square root of 3 VI. Okay? Kapag ginamit mo is line values, VLIL. Okay? Or 3 V phase, I phase. Pares lang yan dito ha. VPIP. Okay? Yan. Pwede rin itong gamitin. So, gamitin natin formula. Ano ba? Gamitin natin formula siguro yung ito. Yung may face tayo gamitin natin. Okay? And then wala tayong current. Meron lang tayong resistance tsaka reactance. Okay? So in terms of your reactance and resistance, yung P natin in terms of your resistance. So this is 3 VP squared over syempre yung ating R. Okay? And kapag Q, syempre, that is 3VP squared over X. So, ganun siya. So, in this case, we apply now on this problem. So, P load equal to 3 times your VP. So, VP, your phase, we refer sa load voltage. Okay? We refer to the load voltage, V load. So, yung phase natin, ito, this is your fair phase. V load per phase, ito yun. So we have 6.342 o squared mo yan over your R. Yung R natin, yung R load. R load is 20. O take note, pag nagsosolve tayo ng P, magnitudes lang. Pag nagsosolve tayo ng P tsaka Q, magnitudes lang nung voltage. Baka may kasama nyo yung angle, hindi kasama yan. Okay? Since P tsaka Q kinukuha natin, magnitudes only. So the answer for this one is 6.033 megawatts na daw ang unit. And then solving for Q load, same, 3 times your V load line to neutral or your phase divided by 40. Since 40 yung ating X. So we now have 3.017 megawatts. Okay? Megawatts. No, that is mVar. Since we solve for Q. And then, kasunod nito, sabi doon, mahaba lang ito, load PF. May isang problem to. Load PF. So, load PF, o PF, o P over S, di ba ang formula natin? Okay? P over S, kailangan wala kang S. So, may isa pang paraan dyan to solve for PF. Sabi natin, we have your, ngayon sabi natin dito, cosine theta. Okay? Cosine theta. So, cosine theta tayo. And then, since given yung P tsaka Q lang, triangle tayo ulit, di ba? Given yung P tsaka Q. Ang relationship nito is tangent. Diba? Q over P. This is the relationship, Q over P. Yan lang yung given natin. So, yung theta o arctangent ng Q over P. So, substitute natin dyan. Yung ating PF can be solved. Yung PF ng load can be solved using the formula. So, cosine Yung theta natin is now arctangent ng Q load, which is 3.017 mVar over your P, 6.033. Okay? Sumama lang talaga ito. Maraming derivation. So, you should be well versed in AC circuits. So, sagot dito is now 0.89. Okay? So, since ang load natin, makita mo naman yung load natin dito, diba? Oh, JX, oh, ito is inductor, lagging. Lagging tayo. Okay? And then, the next one, we solve for, haba naman ito, real and reactive line losses. Real and reactive line losses. Oh, yan siya. So, yung line losses, we based, kung kanina dito, ito sa number 4, naka-base tayo sa V-load. Okay? On this one, dun tayo sa line tayo magbabase. Okay? And then, since nakuha natin dito kanina, mayroon tayong I-line, di ba? That's per phase. We can use that I-line. So, we solve for the P line losses. Okay? P line losses tayo. P line losses. Kung natin yung three-phase niyan. Okay? Pwede gamitin yung P is equal to, since meron tayong I-line. So, 3I, this is your phase, 3IP squared RP. And then your Q is 3IP squared XP. So, pwede natin gamitin yan. Okay? So, now we use that. So, take note, yung ating I-line is naka-per phase to. Ayan, no? Per phase. So, we can use that. So, naka-phase value na yan. So, 3 times that 1, so we have 0.3545 A squared times your line, RP, or your R line. So, we have yung R line natin, tsaka JX line, 3 tsaka 6. So, 3. So, ang sagot natin dyan is 1.131 megawatts. Okay? And then Q, line losses, 3, same formula, times 6. So, that is 2.262 mVar. Okay? And then ngayon, kasunod, mababa talaga ito. Sabi natin, ayan, last na. Real, reactive, and apparent power delivered by the substation. Okay? Okay, so, PQS. PQS delivered by the substation. So, kapag delivered by the substation na tayo, o yung galing source, i-add mo lang. Diba? Add mo lang yung sa mga, yung sa line, tsaka yung sa load.
Pili ng ano, hindi ka ng immune mo. Ano naman kaya? Gamitin mo kaya yung 8.
Add mo lang. So, 0.033 plus yung 1.131. So, that is 7.164 megawatts. Add mo lang. Same din for Q source. Add mo lang. Q load plus your Q line losses. So, kanina, ilan yun? 3 3.017. Ayan. 3.017 plus, since ano naman yan, para silang inductive. So we have 5.279 mbar. And then you get the S delivered by the source. So that is square root of 7.164 squared plus 5.279 squared. Okay? So that is 8.899 MVA. So that is how to get your PQS delivered by your substation. Okay, so yan pa lang yun. Tara natapos. 11. So, ganun yung pagkuha ng, sa letter A pa lang yun, with the capacitor bank out of service. Okay? And then, ano ba ang kasunod? Ang kasunod, the capacitor bank is Y connected with the reactance XC is 40 ohms per phase. Okay? Sige lang yan, kangaw-ngaw yung puso na yan.
Pwede na itong itanim mo. Yung mga ano dito. Kinuha natin doon sa ano, na master.
Okay. So for letter B, the capacitor bank is in service na. Tapos may binigay siya na rating. Okay? So same pa rin process.
Ayun. Nawala po kasi yung sharing kanina, sir.
Sige. Okay lang. So the next one is now capacitor bank is in service. So kasama na sa total impedance yung ito yung shunt capacitor. And then ang connection niyan, 'di ba naka-series ito. Naka-series itong line impedance or the feeder impedance sa parallel nung R load, X load, tsaka nung XC. Naka-parallel siya doon, 'di ba? So, ang mangyari, from our formula kanina, dagdag ka pa ng isang naka-parallel, minus JXC. Take note minus, since that is XC. So, makuha mo dyan is 23.77 with the angle 14.62 ohms per phase. And then the same process pa rin, bago lang yung Z total, line current. So, we have 0.3520 that is per phase. And then the voltage drop, the same pa rin, Ohm's law, I times Z. We have 2.361. And then load voltage, ganun pa rin siya. Your VSLN minus your V drop. So this is basically V drop. Itong I line, Z line. O V drop yan as per this one. So the answer is 7.038 kilovolts line to neutral, and then kapag line to line, that is square root of times square root of 3, so we have 12.19. Okay, and then ganoon pa rin, same formulas pa rin halos. Solve for P and Q delivered to the three-phase load, so mukha mo itong values na to. And then same for power factor, we have 0.89 lagging. We compare that later. Okay. And then losses, same process. So we have 1.115 megawatts and 2.230 mbar. Ang pinagkaiba lang on this is we have to solve for the reactive power delivered by the shunt capacitor bank. Yun ang pinagkaiba natin. So for the reactive power, ito lang gamitin natin. Formula for this one. So we have QC is equal to 3V load LN squared over XC. So mukha mo is 3.715 mbars. And then, pag-solve ng real power, reactive power, tsaka apparent power, delivered by the substation. So same pa rin, add mo lang lahat. Okay, ang difference ulit, so nung example natin kanina, minus yung shunt capacitor rating. So we have minus QC. So we have the answer 2.230 MVARs. And your source, your MVA, 8.675 MVA. So compare natin yung results. Okay. So yung real power, sabi natin, so yung real power increased, okay, by 23%. So that is from 6.033 to 7.430. Tumaas yung real power natin na kaya niya. So tumaas yung pwedeng maservisyohan na load by 23%. So at the same time, your real current decreases. Line current, I mean. Tignan natin ang difference. Yung line current nung una is 0.3545. Okay? With the capacitor in service, so naging 3520. So yung kanina, 0.3545, ngayon 0.3520. Bumaba siya ng 0.0015. Bumaba siya. Okay? Bumaba yung current. So, siyempre, pag bumaba yung line current, ano nangyari? Bumababa yung real and reactive line losses. Okay? So, nakita rin natin sa calculation. So, yung line losses, o 1.131 megawatts, plus 2.262 MVAR. Pag may capacitor, yung 1.131 naging 1.115. And then yung kaninang 2.262 naging 2.230. So may decrease din sa real and reactive line losses. So yun siya. Yun yung capacitors natin. Siyempre, voltage drop, nag-decrease din. Yun natin. Ayan o. Wala naging values eh. Voltage drop, 2.378 kV. Naging 2.361. Bumaba din siya. So, from 2.378, naging 0.361. Bumaba din siya. And then, yung reactive power delivered by the source decreases. Okay? So, kung mapansin ninyo dito, yung sa source, 2.230 MVAR na lang. Unlike kanina, nasa 5.279 MVAR. From 5.279 MVARs naging 2.230 MVARs. Bumaba yung reactive power delivered by the source. And then, syempre, yung load voltage natin increases. So, yung load voltage, so from ito, 10.98 kanina without capacitors. With capacitor naging 12.19. So, laki ng difference, di ba? So, from, ang sabi natin kanina, from 10.98 kV, naging 12.19 kV. So, dito makikita ninyo yung magiging benefits natin in installing your shunt capacitor bank, okay, sa feeders instead sa substation. So, that since that delivers reactive power to the load. Okay? So, yun siya. So, yun yung mga benefits natin sa taas. So, ang benefits again, nag-increase yung load. Okay? Nag-increase yung load natin. Real power. Nag-increase yung real power's load. Nag-decrease yung line current. Decrease yung line losses. Nag-decrease din yung voltage drop, of course. And then, decrease din yung reactive power delivered by the source. And nagtaas yung load voltage. So, yun siya. And then last, before we end, we have your location of your shunt capacitor. Okay? Location ng shunt capacitor natin. So, yung location ng shunt capacitor is that, sabi dyan, so your shunt capacitor bank location is important. Okay, along your primary feeder. So, if there were only one load on the feeder, the best location would be directly at the load. Tulad sa example natin. So, to minimize R squared R losses and voltage drops on the feeder. So take note that if your capacitors were placed on the substations, your I squared R feeder losses, that is the P, and your feeder voltage drops will not be reduced. Because the total power, including the megawatts and megavars, will still have to be sent from the substation all the way to the load. So yun ang sabi natin. Parang wala din nangyari. Kasi paglabas ng substation, yun pa rin yung okay, yung na-correct mga power factor, yun pa rin ay na powers pa rin siya. Tawag dyan, yung ating total power, okay, megawatt tsaka yung M-bar, from substation pa rin all the way to the load, meron pa rin reduction nangyari. Tawag dyan, parang walang effect, kumbaga. And then, your shunt capacitors at the substations, however, can be effective. So, ang ano niyan, yung mga shunt capacitors sa substation, effective siya sa pag-reduce ng I2R losses at ng voltage drop doon sa transmission lines, hindi sa feeders, distribution feeders. Kasi sa taas ng ano natin substation, nakakonect yung transmission system, transmission lines. So, yung magiging effect ng shunt capacitor sa substation, doon sa transmission, hindi sa distribution. Kaya pag gusto mong i-correct yung sa distribution, doon ka mag-connect sa distribution lines. Okay? And then, for a primary feeder, so meron kang uniformly distributed load along a feeder, the common application is the 2/3 rule. So, meron tayong tinatawag na 2/3 rule, parang rule of thumb. So that is, we place 2/3 of the reactive required power, 2/3 of the way down the feeder. So 2/3 of the way down the feeder. So kung may distance kang 3 kilometers ng feeder, lagay mo sa 2 kilometers yung shunt capacitor. So locating shunt capacitors 2/3 of the way down the feeder allows for good coordination between your load tap changing substation transformers or voltage regulators at the distribution substation. Okay, so for other load distributions, meron tayong mga software na ginagamit for optimal placement of shunt capacitor banks. So meron tayong software na ginagamit for optimal, so or for optimal, that is the best placement for shunt capacitor bank. Okay, so take note, hindi natin ginagamit again yung shunt capacitors or capacitors in general sa secondary. Since narinig sabi natin kanina, small ang kanyang economic advantage. So, yun. So, tapos na yung ating discussion today. Sakto sa oras 10:23. Okay.